Minister, colleague, dear Elena, dear Zorka. I feel very happy to be here on speaking after my distinguished European colleague, because it's the opportunity to put our action into the framework of European integration, which is the first sentence of my instructions. So I think this meeting today is one step forward for realizing the thing, because it's good to speak, but the best thing is to implement. And that was my reflection after the meeting I attended on Friday, on Saturday of the European movement. The most interesting part, I must say, was the mayors of the cities which were there, and we felt their enthusiasm, and we heard their critics that sometimes European funds, European initiatives are not always as near as they would like to, and we have to listen to that and to be perhaps more accessible, less bureaucratic, even if bureaucracy has some advantages to fight corruption and to have transparency. And I know this is a preoccupation of our dear Prime Minister, an everyday preoccupation, which is very appreciated from our side. Anyway, this is very important to have this initiative to be with you, mayors, because you are the first in line with your citizens. And I saw the statistics, the data given by the Prime Minister about North Montenegro. I must say I was very preoccupied too when I saw that in some municipalities there are much more pensioners and active people, for example, and that in the north the rate of unemployed people is so big. It says a lot about the necessities of development, and we would like to be really on your side, because our Europe, the Europe we wish, is not an unbalanced one made of big capitals which have perhaps sometimes too much inhabitants for the sustainability, on desert regions which would be occasionally used for some touristic summers. This is the contrary of the Europe we want, and as the Europe we want is not with too big differences of salaries, I think that the right move is given by this government. Now it has to be implemented, and perhaps it will be a bit more complicated than the time schedule is given, but what is important is that the movement exists and we feel this movement. I would like just to use this opportunity, because everything has been said, or almost that I could say by Prime Minister and Irene. I would like to thank really, and to say that the cooperation with the fund has been an example. I will tell you why, because we could sign in April, so just after the change of government, more or less. We could sign the agreement. Now we are implementing it, because the first part of technical help is being devised, and the funds will be unlocked, if I am not wrong, in the end of the year. So for financial institutions, it's rather quick. I have not such experience as minister, but I can say that by comparison, we have been rather quickly. And we want to deliver, and we want help to deliver with education of people, because the problem in this world is not so much about money. So much money was produced, that we have more money than experts, and that is sometimes a problem. Or the proper experts are not always used. I must say that with the fund, we had the will, we had the expertise, we had the good advice, and we had a continuity, because continuity is always needed in one state, despite all the changes, because there are experts, there are good people everywhere, they should be used, and the one which would have been put aside for political reasons sometimes should be used without depriving the others of their work, because I think there is in Montenegro and elsewhere space for everybody who has goodwill to build the European path. And I would like very much to stress that, because I know in municipalities, and I was posted in some Balkan countries, that the political pressure is sometimes on each side very, very strong. So please, please use this money and don't make too much politics. Well, you can be re-elected, that's a good idea, and that's normal, but for your success, I think that depolitization of technical help should be really effective, and we will be very, very attentive for that. On the other hand, I just wanted to say that we had a very strong support from the ministers from the start, because I remember my first meetings with them, and all of them said that one of the priorities should be the development of northern part of the country. We have registered this message. There are some French companies who are really interested, and they are interested in the European programs as well as the agency of our agency. I hope they will come here. What is needed is a bit good news from the Montenegrin high level. We need stability, we need committed people, we need the possibility to project ourselves, because technical help is something, but it should enter a framework of the image of your country. There is not much to do to go back on the right road, because a lot of things have been done, a lot of sometimes mistakes in terms of green economy. After 20 years, when I went back on the coast, I was a bit afraid, but there is a chance for the north. The chance in your difficulties is that it's mostly untouched, even if there are problems with waste, but it can be solved. So you have chances to be an example of good development. And in all our projects, even with the south, even thinking about what we would like to do with airports, we are thinking that any project should be linked with the development of the north, and I think that with the new roads and highways, you could really profit of these new possibilities. So I will visit, I didn't visit only privately your municipalities because of COVID and other reasons, but I would like very much to visit your municipalities and to continue and to try to help the agency to implement. You will hear one testimony of them more technical than mine. One thing in this part of our help, there is the social dimension. And I must say that I am very pleased to see green economy, but it should create jobs, and we have to be very careful on that. We are full of good intentions, but we have not to forget this demographic aspect, which is so important. So we have to think, when we will think about Plevia and other countries, that this green transformation, but it's a problem for us in European Union too, is really creating job and fixing people, because we have to prepare for them a better life and a European one. And I will just finish with the hopes that all these loans, grants, and so will really end up in creating links with European companies, with European people, European experts, and I count on the priority the Montenegrin government will now give to this European path. Thank you so much, and good luck for this very interesting exchange you have ahead. Thank you so much.